Hello and welcome to another episode of The Spear. I'm Lavina Pavel.
And I'm Jessica Howell.
On today's show, we are going to take a look at some of San Jose State teams and athletes from Division I to club sports.
Before we get into that, let's take a look at some of last week's game highlights. Taylor Lupetti talks about the women's volleyball game this weekend against San Diego State.
The SJSU women's volleyball team had a rough start to its weekend of victories last Thursday when they took on the San Diego State University Aztecs for its third conference game of the season. The Spartans trailed behind the Aztecs for all of the first set, never quite able to get the ball where they needed it as they ended 18-25. SJSU shook off the loss and came back in the second set, ready to show SDSU what it was made of. The Spartans walked off with a 25-23 win as they continued into the third set of the night. Spartans fell behind in the third set once again as they couldn't keep up until almost the end of the set when they evened the score 23-23. From there, the score went back and forth until 26-26, where the Aztecs found the last momentum of energy and pushed to a victory of 29-27. Spartans came back in the fourth, as they did in the second, ready to overcome the losses. With that mentality, they were able to take the Aztecs down in both the fourth and fifth sets, 25-16 and 17-50, to walk away with another win, advancing their stats 10-4 and conference play 2-1.
The men's water polo team had a tough fight this weekend. Lindsay Boyd has more on the story.
San Jose State, who by the way is now ranked number 19 in the nation, was all out defeated by number 4 Stanford just in the first and second periods alone.
It was alright. We were a bit soft on defense, which let them get a few counters. Personally, I wasn't pressing the wings at times, and a few other guys weren't, but that's okay.
The Cardinal came out on a 7-0 run, 3 of which were scored off the penalty shots. Freshman driver Justin Pickering was one of 5 Spartans to score a goal.
Well, it was just on 6-on-5, and I killed up a little bit, and the blocker wasn't blocking their side, so I just shot it near side and got a goal. So it wasn't very even, but you know, we can't use it as an excuse. You know, we still got to play hard and play fast, and we can't control that. Whatever the ref says, so we just got to play the game and not let that affect how we play. So, it's good that we're finally ranked, but you know, we're pushing for that top 10, so hopefully we can get a few big wins over the next few weeks in conference and games like that and push up the rankings. So.
We didn't play a very good game, and we knew that they were coming. We knew their advantages and disadvantages, but we didn't listen to coach, and it's one of those games that needed to happen. And I'm glad, in fact, that it's in the beginning of the season, because as we go forward, it must happen again. I don't understand some of the calls from the referees, but that's not an excuse. I played a bad game, and it won't happen again. I'll be ready next time.
Step 4. Down here. Step 5. Down here. Go foul. Still no foul. Hey, step back here. Better step here.
With a rough start to the season, men's soccer tries to turn it around.
San Jose University men's soccer team kicked off conference play against defending Western Athletic Conference champs Utah Valley. In the 67th minute of the match, Alec Felix of Utah Valley scored his team's only goal of the game. The Spartans seemed to be well on their way to their 5th consecutive loss until the 89th minute of the game when senior Jeremy Romero headed teammate Joseph Kay's free kick into the Wolverines' net, and the game went into overtime. Herdia stayed in the game through overtime and made his first save in the first 10-minute overtime. The game ended in a tie with a final score of 1-1, ending the Spartans' 4-game losing streak. Next up, we have a new segment called Keanu Tries, featuring Keanu Higigi. Let's see if he was able to dodge some bludgers and catch the infamous golden snitch.
Welcome to a new segment on the Spear called Keanu Tries. I'm your host, Keanu Igigi, and we're going to be going out to all the different club sports here at San Jose State University. Today, as you can tell, I'm on the field at Seth Koo Stadium ready to play some Quidditch. So without further ado, let's get right into this. Okay, so I've never read Harry Potter. I've never played Quidditch before. How do you think I'm going to fare today?
I think you'll do pretty well, especially with a lot of the new people that we have on our team. They're still getting used to things. They don't have a lot of tactics in their head yet. They're still able to do such amazing plays. They're able to pick up on what other people are doing. They're able to communicate a lot more, and especially with someone like you who looks very athletic, I feel like you'd be able to come out and just dominate on the
I
field.
appreciate that. All right, let's get it, man.
Let's go.
We're gonna play some Quidditch. All right, so I just finished my first ever Quidditch game. I'm here with Spartan head coach Liz Barcelos. How do you think I did out there?
Well, you said you were a hockey player and you played right wing, and that's where I put you, and it showed. You knew where to be, you were really trying to get open out there, and you were really good about being point defense, putting your body on the incoming Vipers and just stopping them, so that was really great.
Yeah, I think one thing I didn't really expect with this is this game requires a lot of endurance. Like, you're gonna be out of energy like this.
Yeah, that's why we like to sub a lot. You have 6 to 7 people on the pitch at any time, but we have a 21-man roster because we're constantly switching. It's like hockey that way.
Yeah, all right, so you heard it here first. You know, you don't have to read any Harry Potter books. You have to know nothing about Quidditch. Just play this game. It's a lot of fun, and I highly recommend you come out here. So we hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you next time.
George Damos heads to Black Mountain Archery to get the inside scoop on why the archery club has seen a boost in members.
My name is Christopher Plumeau. I am president of Club Archery at San Jose State. I took over the club about a year ago when our old president Albert left position to pursue his career in engineering, and I just felt like I need to take over to push the club further into what we want for the future of the club.
Since its founding in 2014, SJSU's archery club has been little more than a secret. That all changed when future Olympian Chris Plumeau took over. Since he stepped into the role of club president, the word has been spreading around campus. Born and raised in San Jose, Plumeau has been training in archery since he was in middle school. Being that this is his hometown, he could think of no better place than SJSU to bring his lost art back to life. Together, Plumeau and his board members have been working tirelessly at fundraising events and tournaments to spread the word about archery. And with 50 new members this semester, it seems as though their hard work has paid off. So what's their secret? Why is archery making such a huge comeback? Most of the people that I've spoken with have told me that it's their club president, Plumeau. Having trained in the sport for the past 7 years, he brings an immense amount of knowledge to both experienced and novice shooters alike. In the club's last 2 tournaments, Plumeau was able to lead their team to victory. For now, he's happy to lead the team at SJSU, but in the future, he'll be looking to lead a different team. Plumeau is currently in training for the 2020 Olympics that are being held in Japan. If you want to hear more about Archery Club, check out their Facebook at SJSU Archery.
We meet up with Caleb Boardman, who finds out why the bowling club is a real strike.
We practice 3 times a week, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, usually for like 2-3 hours. Usually we just stretch and then have a quick team meeting, boost confidence, and then just go at it. I like the camaraderie. It's just, you get to know people really well, and it's a fun experience, and you get to bowl. So we travel all over the place, Indianapolis and Texas and Vegas, wherever you think. It's an experience because you bowl a lot of games, and so you get off the plane and then you're bowling 20 some odd games the next day, and then it's just a lot of effort, but it's really fun to see new cities and be with like people you like being around. They are very helpful with equipment. We're sponsored by Storm, so we usually get free inserts and free drilling, and we get to go in the shop and we get a lot of free balls or cheap balls, and so yeah, they supply you. I'd say it's more of a family than a team, and we all know each other and get along really well, and we have fun bowling.
I've been bowling since I was about 5 years old, so when I transferred over here, it was something I was really interested in. So we're just a really close-knit group. We have a lot of fun. We do a lot of just hanging out together outside of bowling. We're a family here and outside as well, so it's a really good experience. As a team, we try to build communication and we try to work together a little bit better in preparation for tournaments. We just try to stay focused throughout the week, but at the same time have some fun and try not to stay too serious, because then it's just going to mess us all up. So we just try to stay loose. For practice, we just split up into some groups. That way guys can help each other out. The communication is a big thing with us. And for tournaments, we actually bowl teams all over the country. So when we go, there could be up to 60 teams, and we're just all bowling for top spots. And our ultimate goal is heading to nationals, and to do that, we just got to keep putting in the work. And this team only has about 10 guys, and that's it for the whole entire school. And we travel into all these different states and everything. It's something that probably I wouldn't have done otherwise. So being on the team really has opened my eyes up to different places. If anybody's interested, it's just a really great experience. Whether you're skilled or brand new to the game, we can help them out and develop their game so they can be a part of this great team and keep the legacy going.
Melanie Piedra gets us an inside look at the Powerlifting Club and why people are obsessed with games.
Powerlifting is a strength sport that's concerned in the squat, bench, and the deadlift. And basically at a powerlifting competition, you just try to max out your weight on all three of those lifts. So we meet twice a week here in the campus gym from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. We do 2 competitions here on campus. We do 1 each semester. And then we usually have at least 1 traveling competition for powerlifting, as well as 1 traveling competition for our weightlifters.
The powerlifting team for me is just a place for everyone who has common goals of lifting and getting stronger. And the 3 main lifts of squat, bench, and deadlift to pretty much come together and improve their totals, improve their lifts.
The powerlifting team for me is more about like-minded people that are trying to achieve a goal of improving themselves in, more than one way of just outside of the gym, right? It's improving themselves. Maybe some people join the gym to meet new people, and they were kind of maybe not as socially active in high school or something. It's just about trying new stuff, and powerlifting is not necessarily a pretty wide-known sport, so you're really putting yourself out of your comfort zone by joining this team at any point, because it's very unlikely that you've participated in this sport before college.
Two freshman soccer players leave Hawaii for the mainland. Gabe Louise has more on what the transition to San Jose State has been like.
The most difficult thing for me now is the beach. After being exposed to the beaches in Hawaii and to the beaches here, I really miss that crystal clear 75-degree water.
I was able to drive everywhere I wanted to go. The food, obviously my family, going to the beach, going hunting, going fishing and diving, pretty much miss that. Before high school season, we played against each other throughout club season. And then when it came to high school season, then we did play against each other.
No, growing up, Kalei was a big player from the east side of the island, and I was a big time player from the west side. So whenever we played against each other, we always were the ones that had to mark each other. And so we did grow very accustomed to each other's movements and moves and stuff. But it was kind of like a brother rivalry, because after the game, we were great friends, so we would talk about oh, I megged you here, I did that to you. There's a lot of bragging rights involved.
For me, I would say Joseph K. He's one of our captains, as well as Ronaldo Lomeli. When I came here, they just made me immediately feel like it was home, and they just took me in as their own, and it felt really great, honestly.
Probably Zach Penner and Ronaldo Lomeli. I think Kalei mentioned him earlier. I hang with them every day and on and off the field, and they just really brought me into the team. Oh, Carlos, our captain. He was the first person I met here, and we always go to breakfast before the games together, so he's a big one too.
Yeah, for sure. We're roommates, so as much as we can, we try and get out in the Bay Area, spend time together. It's awesome.
I liked it. I went to the Marin Headlands. Unbelievable view of San Francisco and the Golden Gate. So I would say that's one of my favorite things. And then Santa Cruz was amazing. Nice little surf town, which, I mean, after the season I'll probably go check out. But yeah, probably those two things.
It has a wide range of majors. For me, I personally want to major in environmental studies, and I know a lot of other universities out there probably do not have that. And so I was really surprised, especially in Silicon Valley. Like, I would think a lot of business, but they had that in that major, and I was like, oh wow, that's really good. That was one option. And I guess the program here, the soccer program, is awesome. Coach Simon welcomed us like his own. Like he knew us forever, and just everybody here is such really sweet and awesome people, and I really enjoy being around everyone.
I definitely knew I wanted to come back to California. It's probably the most similar to Hawaii, and I didn't really want too much of a change. But I chose NorCal because I did want a new experience, and since I already lived that SoCal life, why not try the NorCal one?
I guess I'm a simple player, so I like just cuts. But I guess if I get fancy, I'll probably throw a couple scissors here and there, and then finish it off with a Maradona.
Man, probably a nice little like CR7 chop. When you get someone real good and you throw a nice little body feint with that, oh man, that's clean.
I'm gonna have to take that. I'm a midfielder, so I'm used to getting it over the top and playing long balls into the wing and whatnot. So I feel like I just have that touch, that chip that will get me a win.
I think he hesitated too, so like we can go back and see that, but like nah, it's hands down.
All right, love my family, love Hawaii. This is for you guys. Spartan up.
Thank you for all your support. Without you, none of this would be possible. Mahalo. Ahuiho.
Yeah, you.
We have another edition of Rapid Fire Questions with Spartan athletes. Lindsay Boyd brings us the footage.
So I got into water polo through a swimming club I was at. They did like water polo as a side thing, and I tried it out, and I preferred the team aspect rather than the individual aspect.
So I grew up in a different culture. My family was always on water polo. My dad played at UCLA, and all my sisters and I played since 5 years old. So it's been really ingrained in us. We were always at the beach and everything like that.
For me, I grew up in England, and the water polo isn't as well known as it is in California.
And everyone would be traveling to California to play against us and really get a feel. But you could tell how good you were based on that, because the top players were in your area. So you're going to get the best conditioning, the best shape by playing against all of them.
It's much harder to get involved into water polo, especially in England, because we don't have the funding. So I would go to training and there wouldn't actually be that many kids actually turning up to the sessions.
One of the kids, Marco Asic, I've been literally rivaled against him since my 10 and unders. We had actually used to battle in club, and then high school we were opposing high schools right next to each other and used to battle, and now Pepperdine we're going against each other again. So it's really a fun aspect.
I think the massive culture shock for me was it was actually a lot, because San Jose is a really diverse university. We have loads of different cultures and stuff here, and even the stuff like the skateboarding, I picked that up.
You skateboard.
So I learned how to skateboard out here, and that's just not a thing in the UK. So.
I mean, it was great. I loved all the guys. It was easy to kind of shift with them. And my roommate Ryan Parento, I've been playing with since 10 and unders basically. So I've known him, and just us making that transition together and meeting everybody has been totally good. We got some good bonds going on.
Number 8, Ashley Castle. Number 13, Kate Baldridge.
That's all we have for today's show. Don't forget to follow us on social media at The Spear SJSU on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.
Also, check out the 12th edition of The Spear magazine to find out more about the videos you just saw. We will see you next week.